coffee shop to get myself a mocha.
Hello Book World. I am going to do a coffee talk which will involve my September TBR. The first book that I'm going to read, I've ordered it from the library on Libby, and it is called The Escape Room. Vincent, Jules, and Sylvie and Sam are ruthlessly ambitious high flyers. They work on Wall Street in a financial firm. They are now picked as a group to go into this game where they have to try to escape this escape room. The escape room, whoever wins will win their life. The rest will not survive. I am looking forward to reading that book. It is by Megan Golden, and I did enjoy the other book that she had. The second book that I am going to be reading will be Final Girls by Riley Sager. 10 years ago, college student Quincy Carpenter went on vacation with 5 friends and came back alone, the only survivor of a horror movie scale massacre. In an instant, she became a member of a club who no one wants to belong to. I don't like to give too much description or know too much when I go into thrillers. I have enjoyed every Riley Sager book that has been out there, so I know that I will definitely enjoy this book. The next book is by Riley Sager as well. It is his most recent book that Riley Sager has written. Maggie Holt is used to such questions 25 years ago. She and her parents, Ewan and Jess, moved into Bainsbury Hall, a rambling Victorian estate in the Vermont woods. They spent 3 weeks there before fleeing in the dead of night. I have heard wonderful things about this book. Most people are giving this book 4 or 5 stars. So I had to see what this book was about. The last book that I'm going to get into for my TBR for September is going to be We Sold Our Souls by Grady Hendrix. I have loved every book that Grady Hendrix has written. When I first read his last book, the Southern Guide Book Club to Slaying Vampires, it intrigued me, and I wanted to read other books such as Horror Store, which is kind of a Ghostbusters feel with a more creepy vibe that takes place in sort of an IKEA store. And then I read my best friend's Exorcism, which I really enjoyed. It was an 80s acid trip. I love horror, and I love the kind of horror that he does. Half of the book is very tame, but usually the second half of every Grady Hendrix book gets really, really intense and really gory. We Sold Our Souls takes place in the 1990s. Heavy metal band The Work was poised for brilliant success, but then lead singer Terry Hunt embarked on a solo career, leaving his fellow bandmates to rot in Royal, Pennsylvania. 2 decades later, former guitarist Chris Polanski works as the night manager of the Best Western. This is going to be a very entertaining and interesting horror story. The book Horror Store looked like an IKEA catalog, and this book looks like could be the cover of a Rolling Stone magazine. So I've really enjoyed that. As a matter of fact, when I went into Barnes & Noble, I noticed that this book was placed on the magazine rack. Someone had unintentionally mistaken it for a magazine, a rock magazine. So I did advise them that, hey, this isn't a Grady Hendrix book. It is a novel, and it should go in horror. And the kid was like, oh, okay. So I did want to let you know what I was reading. It's not a very ambitious TBR because I want to make sure that I get books that I'm definitely going to read, and I'm not the fastest reader. I'm not going to stress myself out and try to read more books than I can. That is my TBR for September. I love you guys, and Shannon loves you guys, and we both wish you peace, love, books, and coffee, and many, many, many blessings.